I am on a journey of loving myself to the highest level. I am gathering financial and essential resources to help those who are underserved. I am on a path of financial freedom. Or two. I'm on a path on Jesus, grammar. Sucks. Okay. I am becoming a better influence for my children. Influencer. I don't know. I am building a foundation of strength, compassion, and love for my family, friends, and loved ones. So those are my affirmations for today. I was listening to Mama Earth, Mother Mama Earth Mama something. I was listening to somebody and like the music was super relaxing and I felt off because I was feeling sad and not sad, then determined, then doubtful, then hopeful. I was just all over the place with my emotions. So I watched Mama Earth Mama, Earth Veggie, somebody. I was watching somebody and she was talking about, well, what is manifestation? And how does it work? And what should we be thinking about and that type of stuff. So I thought about what I truly, truly want, like outside of like materialistic things. Like, what do I want to do? What is my purpose? What am I trying to do? And I always had this mindset of if we all know the possibility of achieving something that we want to achieve, if we know that it's possible, then we should be able to have or gather the resources and the skill set and the ability to achieve it. I feel like there shouldn't be any barriers to prevent us from achieving what we want to achieve. So for Geek Empowered, my goal was to remove tech barriers. Like whatever tech barriers you have, let me remove them for you. Like that was my mission. That was my vision. Well, that was my mission. My vision was to have like these huge, or it still is, my vision is to have these huge like tech hub spaces where people can have access to Wi-Fi and computers, because you'll be surprised how many people don't have a laptop. And even right now, I don't have a laptop. I have a desktop. But gain access to all these things so that way they can achieve like their wildest dreams. Like that was my thing. And like I wanted to teach people like, okay, you're coming from nothing. Or you're coming from having nothing. These are the steps that you could take to like get to that next level. But I didn't want to be a business coach. So like I spent years like figuring out what that is. And then I realized while working in tech that a lot of people are stressed out in tech and in entrepreneurship. And a couple of years ago, nobody was talking about it. Now, like a couple of people are talking about it and it's picking up. So I'm happy about that. So for Code Burnout, my goal was to remove the barriers of dealing with the outside world when it comes to dealing with microaggressions and just plain racism and favoritism and isolation and all these different things that you face while you're in tech. I wanted to remove that and kind of be like, okay, here's the resources that you could use, tips, stories, groups, therapists. Here's all the things that you could possibly need so you could get through this tech career and get what you need to get, which can be your paycheck. It could be a skill set that you're trying to get to another level or a different role, whatever it is. Like, let's give you the toolkit to get to that next level. So that has always been my mission, is just removing barriers and helping people get to that next level, because I lived a life where statistically I was supposed to be either dead or in a really, 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 really fucked up position. And somehow because people ask me to this day, like, how did I do half the stuff that I do? And I have no idea. And I still got a long way to go, a super long way to go. So throughout my life, I had to face a lot of barriers. I had to face a lot of issues back to back to back, including now I'm still facing issues back to back to back to back. So as I wanted to be a example of, if you're coming from a really fucked up situation, you can get out of it. Because the thing that is like a nightmare to me, or the thing that I hate seeing, and I may have talked about this before on different platforms, I don't even know, but the thing that I hate seeing the most is I hate seeing people give up on them. I hate seeing that. I hate seeing people give up on themselves. And I know what it's like to do that, because I've done that all the time, especially while running businesses, because I think I have been without a job for like the past 2-3 years. And I've been working on both businesses, and I'm shocked and surprised that I survived off of that. And I just don't want to see people give up on them. I want to see people be happy, because life is way too short. It's way too short to not even attempt to live your dream. And I feel like it is something that we have to prepare ourselves mentally in order for us to achieve it, because it was one person that I was watching, Casey Neistat. Something that he said stuck out to me, and I've been living by it ever since. He said, in order for you to become successful in your dream, you have to dedicate your life to it. So whatever you have to do to make that dream happen, enjoy it. The good times, the bad times, the ugly times, enjoy it. So you have to really look at, are you in love with the result of what you want, or are you in love with the process? I have lived by that every single day. Every time I do something with Geek Empowered or Code Burnout, like, which one are you in love with? And the example he used was the rock star, where, you know, when you think about wanting to be a rock star, you think about wanting to be on stage, and you think about, you know, just having the crowd, you're like, sorry, I wanted an excuse to swing my hair. But you're like, rock it out, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, I said blah, blah, blah. As you can tell, I don't listen to rock music. Sorry if I offended anybody that listens to metal music, because I imitated like my version of metal. Because I do listen to rock. I listen to alternative rock. I'll get into that a different day. But where was I going? So people are in love with that feeling of being on stage and just like wilding out and like doing all the things. But then what they fail to realize is to get to that point where you're on a stage, you have to practice, and you have to do the same crap over and over and over and over and over again. You got to learn how to play guitar. That's not easy. You got to get calluses on your fingers from strumming all the time. You have to learn music. You have to learn how music works. You have to figure out how the band is going to get together. What is the sound that you're going for? And how does that sound play into your emotions while you're singing? You got to sing. I don't like singing. I can kind of sing if I have to. If you like force me to sing things, or if I'm trying to like make a baby go to sleep, I can sing. But like, singing is a thing too, and that's something. These are things you have to practice all the time. You have to get used to saying no, because you have to figure out how to promote yourself. You have to show the world who you are. Unless you can rock, you could always just rock out by yourself in the living room if you really want that feeling. Like, you can literally play guitar music on TV and just like sing in front of your kids and make it work. But in order to get to like that dream that you have, that big old dream where you're like on a stage as millions of people and all that stuff, you have to constantly work at it, and it might not be instant. And the people that we see that are instant, I'm so glad that people are opening the doors to behind the scenes and how this really works, because the people that you think are instant, for example, Toby Wigway, one of my favorite artists right now. My kids are like, Mom, oh my God, stop playing him. But I'm in love with his music. I'm in love with his family. I'm in love with his process. I love all of that because his dedication to it. Like, he was determined when he first started. He said he's going to dedicate 10 years. 10 years. He's going to every Sunday spit out something. And he said after 10 years, if it don't work, like, then he'll try to figure it out. But like, he also had to give up what he thought was his dream to fulfill his purpose. And that to me hit me like a ton of bricks. Now it hit me like a ton of bricks, because I came from a mindset of, I want this thing, so I'm going to dedicate my every day to this. I'm going to dedicate all that I have to this. And then it shifted from that to, let's not get into specifics. What is the purpose about, or what is the purpose of what I'm doing? What's the purpose? What am I trying to achieve with my life? What impact am I trying to make with what I'm doing? And for the longest, it's been, I want to help other people. Well, how am I going to help other people? What am I seeing that is like torturing my soul? And for me, that is watching people lose hope on themselves and giving up on themselves. So then I had to restructure everything I do to make sure I'm fulfilling that purpose. So with that said, how dedicated are you to yourself and your purpose? How dedicated are you? Are you willing to completely shift to achieve your purpose? Are you willing to go through the painstaking process of getting that big dream that you want to get? And I ask myself this every day. Every day I ask myself this. And the way that you could get through it, which is, that's been my pilot, my map on like whether or not I've been right on the right path. One is my emotions, my body will physically and mentally show itself if I am misaligned with what I'm trying to do. And that has happened a few times. Like, the answer has never been clear, but like, if I do something that's completely off the map or off course, so many things will happen. First, my friends will be like, you're going all over the place. Like, calm it down. And then on top of that, my body will be like, I can't do this. I can't. Like, my body will literally be like, I can't. And either like, I don't want to say procrastinate because that's something different, but it's just like, the things that I thought I enjoyed doing, I won't do. Like, it's so many signs. So you really have to be in tune with yourself. And then you also, the most important part, I believe the most important part is, you have to be in love with the process. You have to be in love with the process. And I recently started thinking about that. Because at first I was just doing. I was doing. I'm like, boom, bam, boom, boom, bam. And then I took a step back, especially when I got burnt out, because it happens all the time. When I got burnt out, I took a step back and I'm like, okay, what do I like doing? For so long, I was on this mission where it was like, I had to sacrifice myself. I had to sacrifice my sleep. I had to sacrifice my time. I had to sacrifice time with my family just so I could help other people. And it got really bad. It got really bad because then I trained my body. I trained my body to stay up to 2 a.m., 3 a.m. all night. I trained it because I was so determined to help other people that it was killing me. So that by the time all the health issues hit, by the time my heart started messing up, by the time my sleep started messing up, that's when I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, okay, I'm not as young as I used to be. I'm definitely not as young as I used to be. My body's not as healthy as it used to be. What do I need to do to fix this and change this? And not only enjoy what I do, but also take care of myself so I don't. Because if I don't make it to the end, then all those people that I want to help and the impact that I want to make, all of that disappears. All of that disappears. And it gets worse because then, like, how are my children going to survive and all that stuff? So I had to take a step back and I had to really think about, what do I enjoy about this process and what is the problem, the real problem that I'm trying to solve for people. And it takes work and it takes pivoting and it takes being determined. It takes all of that and it's hard. But you got to keep going for you. You got to do what works for you. So that's it for today. I'm out.